I'm here today with Tristan du Plessis out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Tristan, thank you for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm
Yeah.
actually out of Cape Town, South Africa
Oh,
today.
you're Cape Town. Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, so the views are a lot better than usual.
Love it, love it. Well, I'd like to start by asking you to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the interiors field, and what drives you to be the best at what you do.
So I've been in this field for the last 11 years, even though it might not look like it. And I started my own company 5 years ago with the prospect of taking on 1 or 2 hospitality projects. And from there, it's grown into an international business. And I think each project getting bigger and more exciting as the emails come across my desk. So I think what motivates me to be the best at what I do is just to do the best for that particular project. You know, I'm very excited by making my clients happy, and more so seeing people use the spaces and enjoy the space that we get to create. You know, I think I love travel and design and going out, and I love experiencing those spaces for myself. And as designers, we're so privileged to be able to create those spaces for people to create memories, to enjoy themselves, and have this emotional connection to. So I find it a privilege, and it's not really a drive to be the best, but it's just a privilege to be able to create these spaces to the best of my ability.
That's fantastic. Going a little bit deeper then into your design process, what is important to you during your design process at any point during that?
I think the most important part of the design process is understanding the parameters of the project, as boring as that sounds. You need to understand who the project is targeting, what kind of emotional response you want to invoke from that audience, and then most importantly, how it works as a business. You know, if we're doing hospitality spaces, creating hospitality spaces, it's got a commercial drive behind it. So as much as we want to create the front-end experience for the user, we need to make sure that we're building this machine that generates income as well. So it's that balance between the flow, the function of the property, and also how it interacts with people.
So good. What are 3 things that your clients usually appreciate most about working with you? Maybe they've told you that, or that's why they keep coming back to you.
I think the biggest compliment that I get shouldn't really even be a compliment. It's just that I listen to my clients, and I feel that all designers should listen to their clients. I think that's the biggest takeaway that I usually get is that I listen, and I'm then able to distill what they want into something bigger and better than they expected. I think it's important to be driven by your clients' desires, but also to impress yourself and not just make them happy.
That's fantastic. What sometimes surprises clients about the design process in the hotel and restaurant industry?
I think what surprises them is how in-depth that process can be. I think interior design gets looked at sometimes like choosing pillows and making sure you've got the right pendant lights next to your bed. But it's a very in-depth process. You know, we've got to make thousands of decisions on a particular project to make sure that it works. So I think a lot of clients are surprised at the depth and the breadth of work that we do. And usually they appreciate us a little bit more after that.
That is so true. That's a great description of interiors. Shifting gears just a little bit, what appeals to you about the collaboration with the Cornerstone Collective that we just launched?
I think it's interesting because even if your career is going very well, you need to be honest with yourself and know that you can't be the best at everything. And you're not the only one out there doing the same thing, having the same issues and overcoming certain problems. So it's amazing to connect with other individuals who can lift you up in certain spaces so that you have a platform to shine where you're the best at. So I think it's exciting to have this network to lean on, to bounce ideas off. And I think you can only be all the better for it.
Fantastic. What are you most looking forward to in 2021 in terms of your professional life?
Well, there are quite too many to mention. I'm busy with a luxury hotel in Saudi Arabia. We're doing all the food and beverage design. I can't mention the hotel brand, but it's definitely one of, if not the best luxury hotel brands in the world. And it's been an amazing experience. For the first time in my life, budget is not an issue, which at first was intimidating. But now that I get to choose any art that I want with no budget, it's no longer intimidating and just lots of fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to that particular project. And it's only January, so who knows what this year has in store for me.
And on the note of art, you are very well known, and art is such an integral part of your work. Talk to us a little bit more about how you approach your projects and understanding what type of art, what type of artists, artisans, people that you want to bring in to your process early on, and then how that culminates in the results that you create.
Well, I think in terms of artistic collaborations in today's world, it's more about the person you're collaborating with than just the end product. You know, I feel like everyone has a story, and also everyone has a platform to tell that story. So if I'm doing a hotel, like there's one down the road that I did in Cape Town, I wanted to work with the local artisans and not just put a project and a design in their space. I wanted to create it with them. So there's an organic process where we're both giving to the project and we both have equal share in the success of that project. So I think it's important not just to see the output of a particular artist, but to see their story, where they're coming from, and what you can do that's unique together for a specific project.
And then that art and that integral integration of it into the project kind of can help evoke those emotions that you've been speaking about in the interiors. And it's a very, very dynamic experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us about, I know you have many, but tell us maybe one or two, a favorite moment that you've designed within a project. And that could be an unexpected surprise around the corner, a hidden design element, something that is unexpected that you look back on, or you even when you go back to experience it yourself, it just exudes joy from within.
Yeah, there's definitely one standout moment. It's from a project called Alice in Fifth that I created about 2 years ago. We had a very sexy hidden bar environment that was behind two hidden doors. And the rest of the venue was quite luxurious, and we had this French paneling adorning all of the walls. And as you step into the speakeasy bar, the paneling wraps up and over the booth seating. And it nearly seems like an impossible moment. And it kind of takes your breath away for a second. I think technically it was so difficult to achieve that, to have these curved French panel pieces. But that's definitely one of the favorite things I've ever done.
It's just beautiful, stunning imagery. And that is on our website, on Tristan's website. And highly encourage you all to go take a look at that. It is just stunning. And tell us again the awards that you won for that project.
So we won quite a few. I think locally in South Africa, we won just about every award that there is for design. And internationally, we were nominated for 5 different awards at the Restaurant and Bar Design Awards in London. We won Best Restaurant in a Hotel. And it was the craziest moment of my career was when we won Best Restaurants in the World globally. And I'd spent the evening in London kind of shaking hands with all the people I look up to who were at the awards with me. And to be honest, I was quite embarrassed to walk up in front of all of them and win the overall prize. Yeah, it was quite a special moment.
Wow. Well, congratulations. I think it's highly deserved.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
And then in terms of lighting in environments, Tell me a little bit, or tell the viewers a little bit more about how creating and evoking those emotions, how integral lighting is, and how you like to work with it in your projects.
So there are two kinds of light that we get in our project. So our natural light, which is very important, and we engage with that, and that softness comes through our spaces during the day. But most importantly, what I like is artificial lighting. So as that sun starts to set outside, we get this beautiful glow and ambient lighting that lights up our spaces. And I think the correct placement of lighting is absolutely crucial to creating that emotional connection in the evening. You can't picture a romantic night out with a flickering candle or soft lighting on the walls. It definitely shifts the space over into that evening romantic setting. So it's absolutely the most crucial part of the project is painting what you've created with light.
Mm. Wow, I love that figurative image of painting with light.
Thank you.
And then shifting gears one more time, you're an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, and marrying a creative business talent with the business and growth side. Tell us a little bit about your journey in that, and again, what any lessons learned, maybe what inspires you to keep going along that path.
I think it was less of a plan to grow the way that I have, and more of just trying to catch up with the demand that there is. And I'm learning every day in every project that I have. But what you learn is that you can't do everything on your own. You need to be able to cultivate people to work with you as a team, which is very difficult at first, but it's absolutely crucial in growing your career further, is being able to designate certain roles to people and understanding that you don't have to do everything yourself as the designer. You just need to be captain of that ship. I think it's very important to know how to do the job from the ground up so that you can help people along. But you can't be stuck doing the whole process throughout your career. Otherwise, you won't be able to grow.
Mm. That's a great description. I use being the conductor of an orchestra a lot, thinking of all the different instruments and, like you said, bringing everybody together,
Yeah.
and having the vision. And obviously you do have just stunning vision when it comes to interiors, and then being able to oversee and execute and have them photographed and then be juried by, you know, experts in the field is quite an accomplishment at such a young age. So again, thank you, Tristan, for joining me for the conversation. And I just want to ask if there are any kind of last words or tips, hints, encouragement you want to give our audience before we sign off.
That's such a difficult thing to ask while we're busy signing off. I think the only thing that I could impart to you or anyone else out there is just find out what you're good at and stick to that and make that better, refine that. There are so many people doing different variations of the same thing. And if you want to grow and stand out and have your own voice, it's important to listen to what makes you happy and excited as a designer, or even as a client. You know, you need to stay true to your inner voice. I think that's very important.
Very wise. Well, thank you again, Tristan du Plessis, for taking the time today to talk with me, and encourage everyone to go visit, if you're watching this on social, at the cornerstonecollective.net, and check out Tristan's amazing work.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Cool. Chat soon.